Good evening, guys. This is Joe. Got it at last from the Wrangler Forum. I have a quick video for you. One of the posters asked for a vacuum line routing diagram, and I didn't have a diagram, a piece of paper, and a pencil, so I thought I'd take a quick video instead. So one of the questions was how to run the brake cable booster vacuum line. Comes off the booster, runs down, and runs right off above the CTO. And there's the EGR. I put a block off plate when I put in the MC2150, and that's where the EGR was. It's no longer any good since you're doing away with all the computer crap. And then you have the second question was the PCV valve. I ran mine off the back. It runs over to the carburetor and tees in at the base of the carb and runs on down underneath and goes to the biggest port on the charcoal canister down below on the bottom. Another question he had was vacuum advance. So I come off the vacuum advance on the HEI distributor. Vacuum line comes over. I just ran it over the top of the valve cover. It's nice and loose and has plenty of room, no kinks. And I subscribe to the run it into the bottom of the carburetor port, the lowest port on the carburetor for vacuum, rather than the manifold vacuum theory that a lot of guys use. And I believe they probably tee off of either the CTO or the vacuum line right here that goes to your heater controls. Actually, there would be a line if mine was hooked up and goes into the cab here, but I don't use the heater because it's 115 degrees out now and I don't need any more heat in the cab than I need. And I run a bypass hose from the water pump over and around and right back into the manifold. And I think other than hooking up your electric choke, which is the blue and white wire, and then also when you're doing the 2150 or 2100 or any of the Weber, you're going to run a fuel filter, and we like to put in that little chingaderas there, which is a one-way check valve to your return line to the gas tank. Kind of keeps pressure going into the carb first, and then the excess fuel, you always want to mount your fuel filter so the top smaller port is coming out of the top so that the return fuel to the tank comes out secondary out of the filter. The primary line goes right straight into the carb. But that one-way check valve keeps a little bit of pressure in the line so that the carburetor float bowl stays full. One other thing is you're going to have to grab some kind of a breather cap if you're not using the stock air cleaner any longer. And other than that, I don't think there's anything else really as far as vacuum left on the machine, except that you are going to need, if you're running the stock central axle disconnect CAD system for your four-wheel drive, you're going to tee off over here and it's going to run over. And if I still had it, you would have a switch, I think a bolt's right there, which would be your four-wheel drive switch. Mine's hardwired in because I'm running a cable axle disconnect, so I don't need that switch. It's hardwired in. When the switch pulls over, it's electric switch. It goes straight up and into the four-wheel drive light on the dashboard rather than having the vacuum line activate the switch. Also, while I was disconnecting all the crap that comes with that swap, the HEI and the carburetor swap, I got rid of the CTO off the bottom and plugged up all the vacuum ports. It's real important you catch all the ports. I no longer need the O2 sensor, so I just clipped the wire on it, and I left the temperature sensor for the manifold in there. I just disconnected and pulled the wiring. Got any more questions? Post it up. Have a great night.